We're recapping October's faves and flops. Let's get into it. So I asked you guys last month what you guys thought about the September favorites and flops. Do you want to see it every quarter? Do you want to see it monthly? Do you want to see it annually? Because typically I did them every year or towards the end of the year, but I feel like because I end up trying so many new products, things just kind of slip through the cracks. So I figured I would start doing these monthly and give you guys a more detailed review of everything that I'm trying, things that I'm loving, things that I'm not loving, and anything that I've kind of been indifferent about and any updates with that. I figured I would start with an update from September. One of the things that I was pretty on the fence about, not sure, it wasn't a favorite, it wasn't a flop, I just wasn't sure where I stood, is the iPhone 17 Pro. And I think now that I've had my phone for over a month, I've traded in my 16 Pro, I'm stuck with this one. And here are my thoughts. I think the main reason I got this is because of my job working as a wedding content creator. Even as a regular content creator slash influencer, normally like this in my own home, I don't think I needed to go from the 16 to the 17 Pro because the camera really is about the same and you really don't notice it until you zoom in, which I do rely very heavily on the zoom when I'm creating content for weddings. In my regular day-to-day, not so much. So I feel like unless you're relying heavily on the zoom, you really don't need to upgrade from the 16 to the 17. I will say a couple pros that I have noticed while using this phone, other than the camera, is that it is quite fast. Typically after the wedding, I upload everything over to either iCloud or OneDrive and everything's backed up onto iCloud regardless. But with my 16 Pro and the amount of files that I was trying to upload and back up into iCloud, it would take days. And more recently with the new phone, it takes maybe a couple hours to upload like 50 gigabytes of footage. And it just is a lot faster, even plugged into Ethernet, like nothing else changes other than the phone. So I do think that that is a pro. It is a little bit faster. The camera glitches a little bit, I have noticed, and the phone does get very hot, but not as hot as the 16 Pro. When the 16 Pro would get hot, especially using the camera, it would just shut off versus the 17 Pro, while it does get hot, it doesn't necessarily shut off. It glitches a little bit, but I think those are really the two biggest differences that I've noticed. I would say I'm kind of like, I'm not big into the tech. I'm not big into shooting everything in manual mode and, you know, whatever else, all these other capabilities that iPhone's like, you could do all these things. Like, I'm not doing that. Let's be so for real. Normal people are not doing that. And so I stand by my original thoughts, even after using this for over a month now. If you have the 16 Pro, I don't think it's worth upgrading to the 17 Pro. I think if you have older than a 16 Pro, maybe, but in general, I don't think normal consumers are relying this heavily on the camera, which I only do, not even like creating content in my regular socials and like my regular life. It's only for weddings. And so unless you're also doing that, I don't really think you need it. But I wanted to give kind of an update on where I stood with some of the September flops, things that I wasn't sure about. Anyways, let's get into October because we have quite a few things to run through. In October, I ended up doing 3 and I will be doing 1 on Halloween, weddings / tea ceremony / events. So total, I'm doing 4. And I feel like every single time I do a wedding, I end up bringing my Longchamp tote, which is in the large size. And then I also bring my Longchamp mini pouch, which is lightweight enough. It is casual enough. It is carefree enough. And it's one of those, it's that little pouch that I turned into a vanity. I'll leave the video, like the tutorial how to do it in the description box below. But I feel like I've been using those 2 bags the most. And it feels like I'm using it a lot because I feel like I've just been like, you know, out and about doing weddings pretty much every weekend. And so I haven't really left my house otherwise. I also have been using the Casemate jelly tote. I originally got the pink one around September, maybe August. I made a video about the most popular bags during Rush Week on Rush Talk. And Casemate tote was one of those bags. And then they reached out to me to send me one. And then they sent me another one for the gingham, like beige one for the fall. And honestly, I've been using both of them a lot. And I don't photograph myself using them a lot. I don't document it because it's typically to run errands, it's to do returns, it's to go get groceries. It's like things like that for this bag. I will give a disclaimer that I think $88 for a tote like this, while it is very cute, I love the bow, I think it is absolutely adorable, I think $88 for a plastic tote is quite steep. And then I did get 2 new bags this month. One is from Stradberry. I still have yet to unbox and review, so keep an eye out for that. And then I also during the YouTube holiday house. Ended up getting a Madewell suede tote. And this is actually my first suede tote bag. It's lightweight enough. It does fit your laptop. I like that you can kind of fold in the sides and it stays over your shoulder. I have worn this out. I've tried it out and about and she does stay over the shoulder. I do think I'm going to use this bag quite a bit this season. Moving over to clothes. I know last month I didn't get that many new clothes, but I feel like it kind of comes in waves. I feel like whether it's sales cycle or just like impulse purchases, these things kind of come in waves, and I did get quite a few new clothes this month, but we have to start strong with the hot chocolate Lululemon workout set. I was in a workout class, I think it was Sunday at like, you know, a 10 a.m. mat Pilates class, and I look behind me, or like technically next to me, and this older lady, maybe like late 40s, early 50s, was wearing dark brown leggings. And I was like, don't have a pair of dark brown leggings. I have gray leggings. I have plenty of black leggings. I don't have dark brown. And how cute would dark brown leggings be with a pair of Uggs? And so that's what started it all. And then I went on the website, I went on Lulu. There's quite a few different shades of brown. I ended up getting the color Sequoia. And then I was like, I can't just get the leggings, I have to get the matching top. And so I ended up getting the t-shirt. I don't have anything in this style typically with the matching tops. When I do get them, I get the line tank, which I do love, built-in bra, absolutely love it. But I ended up getting a t-shirt version of this. And I'm still on the fence about the t-shirt because I feel like it has a really strict elastic on your waist. So when you sit down, it kind of rolls. But the leggings, I do love. The set as a whole, I love it. And funny enough, I placed the order, I think on like October 4th or October 5th. And typically Lululemon shipping comes very quickly. Like by end of week, it's here. And for whatever reason, it took me almost 3 weeks to get this package. And after waiting a couple days, seeing that it hasn't shipped, I just went into stores and picked it up. So I did have to return the other set, but I do really, really love this set. I've been wearing it a ton this month. I also have been wearing this denim vest that I got from Abercrombie a lot. I feel like it kind of snatches you in. I did get a denim dress earlier this year also from Abercrombie, which I loved, and I actually wore this with a pair with my mini skirt and knee-high boots to the YouTube event, and I absolutely loved it. And the last thing are a pair of Levi jeans. And I actually never got Levi jeans because I just assumed that they would be too long on me. Like I'm 4'11", and so I feel like once you found which jeans work for you and which brands work for you, you stick with it. And for me, that's Abercrombie. I know my inseam is a 26-inch inseam, maybe 27, maybe 28 if I wanted to get like specific jeans to like wear with boots. But like if I'm doing jeans and sneakers, which is like my typical, you know, day to day, I know a 26 inseam is the perfect length. And more recently, I was invited to the Levi's suite to go to a 49ers game with Levi's. And with that, they gifted us an outfit. And so I picked up a pair of jeans, and I was kind of nervous that I would have to end up hemming the jeans, but there wouldn't be enough time to hem them. And it was like a whole thing. And then I tried them on and I was so shocked that they fit perfectly on me. And so we have to throw it in there because I feel like whenever you can find a good pair of jeans that are comfortable, that give you a good amount of stretch, that's kind of the right shade of blue, and the length is perfect, we have to include it in a favorites list. The next pair of shoes, I think I already included them in my September video, but again, these have still been my most worn shoes this month. They're my knee-high boots from Sam Edelman. They're technically like Circus by Sam Edelman. They're pretty much the only knee-high boots that I've been wearing, and they are so comfortable. I love them. I wore them to LA. I wear these with every miniskirt outfit. Unfortunately, I got them a couple years ago, and so I haven't been able to find them anymore from Sam Edelman, but I have found a couple similar looking ones, which I'll leave in the description box below. But these have been my go-to. I always get so many questions on like, where can I find these boots? And unfortunately, they're just a couple years old and you can't find them anymore. Moving over to beauty, because I've tried a couple new things. I've been using these acne toner pads. And again, I feel like when I have been breaking out, I've been breaking out around my chin, and it's usually after wearing makeup. And so I feel like just putting these on my chin for like 15 minutes or so has definitely helped a lot. I don't use it every day, but I do feel like it is helping quite a bit. And then the last beauty thing we do have to include are my Olive and June press-on nails. This has been on for about a week, and I have had a couple nails fall off, mainly my pointer fingers, because that's the one that I'm like digging in to like open a can and like, you know, stuff like that. I treat these like terrible, to be honest, and they have lasted very, very long. They don't look like they've been on for a week. They haven't really grown out. The color hasn't faded. The shine hasn't faded. And I've always really liked Olive and June press-on nails, but sometimes I get set on painting and doing my own design because there is a lot of fulfillment in doing that too. But more recently, I've been having to like film some unboxings and whatnot, and I just haven't had time to paint my nails. So the press-ons will do. They are still lasting. They are still standing strong. So if you haven't tried Olive and June, I highly, highly recommend picking them up. I think you can get them at Target, and I'll leave it over here for you guys as well if you guys want to try it out. But I do really, really love their press-on nails. Moving over to Empties, I did finish a body wash that's like a body oil body wash from Soap and Glory, and I finally finished this because, to be honest, there's quite a few body washes in my shower that like I kind of rotate between the few, and this was nice. It was fine. I just don't think I'm going to repurchase it. I prefer the Naturium body wash, but that is pretty much the only product that I've finished this month. And then moving over to Miscellaneous, starting with my new iPhone 17 Pro phone case. I was originally using a silicone case when I first got this phone, and I actually didn't like it because it felt really slippery, and so I went back to a hard case. I got this off of Amazon. I feel like it's neutral enough. She is quite cute, and she'll do for now. I also got a candle from Quince, and it smells absolutely glorious. It's like a yuzu scent. I will be doing a full haul of everything I got from YouTube Holiday House, including the vlog, I believe next week, so keep an eye out for that. But that is one of the few products that really stood out to me, and I was just so excited to try. I don't know if this is a dupe for a designer candle, just because typically Quince does more affordable alternatives to these luxury brands, and so I don't know if it's a dupe for that, but it smells absolutely amazing. I will definitely be gifting a lot of Quince candle for the holiday season. Two other more personal favorite highlights. I had worked my first back-to-back wedding in October, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous about this because I did have to drive all the way to Sonoma for one wedding, San Ramon to the next wedding. I wasn't sure if I would be too tired, like all of these things. And I think it's so important to remember that it is truly a blessing to be so booked and busy. I just had such a fun time. I honestly wasn't even that tired after the fact. I expected myself to be, but even like after working my second wedding, I still went to a bar in San Francisco, stayed out till 1 a.m., which I usually never do. So honestly, I loved it. We have to include it in a highlight because I feel like, considering I only started doing weddings a couple months ago, this is a really big milestone for me as a wedding content creator, and like continuing to do this on the weekends. And then the last personal highlight we have to include is the YouTube Holiday House, which I mentioned a little bit. The video will be coming up very, very soon, but I had truly the best time. I always love coming back from this event because I feel so inspired after coming back. I get to meet the most amazing creators, and it really is just such a fun and amazing event. And of course, who doesn't want to spend 12 hours in LA? So those are kind of the favorites. We actually only have one flop this month, and I think because I didn't try like too many new things, I don't have that many flops, to be honest. But the biggest flop this month that stands out to me is Love is Blind Season 9 based in Denver, because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't watched it, but it's like that dumpster fire that you cannot look away from. I actually didn't watch the previous couple seasons because I just like had no interest in it. It's kind of been the same, right? But this one was like posted on social media everywhere, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And what a dumpster fire. And yeah, I'll leave that at that. I think it was crazy. It was definitely entertaining, but it was a dumpster fire. So we're putting it in the flops. And then in terms of things that I'm still not sure about, which I'll give an update on next month, starting with this red light therapy helmet for hair growth. I got this gifted to me by Current Body, and I've been interested in trying it. I did get like a red light therapy mask off of Amazon a couple years ago, and I didn't use it very consistently, and I am trying to use this helmet once a day, every day. I'm supposed to start seeing results in 8 to 16 weeks. So things that you're supposed to notice: hair growth, obviously, less hair fallout as well, and your hair is not supposed to be as oily. And that is something that I suffer with a lot, because after like day 3, like my hair looks disgusting. And it doesn't matter that I've tried to like train my scalp. I don't know if it's like an Asian hair thing, but like my hair just looks absolutely disgusting after like day 3. So I am curious to try it. So far, I will say it hurts. It is a little bit heavy and it does kind of hurt your head. I also feel like the built-in Bluetooth headphones might be a little bit unnecessary for the product, because when I am doing it, I'm like watching TV, but I'm watching TV like, you know, out loud, so I don't really need the headphones. So I am trying to be consistent with it. I am gonna let you guys know what I think, but so far I'm still undecided, because I like the idea of it and I'm hopeful that it works, but I do think it is a little bit painful, and you know, beauty is pain, but at what cost? And then the last one are APL sneakers. I did get new APL sneakers this month, and I think these are so beautiful. These are so cute. My current sneakers that I've been wearing to go out to the gym, and I've been going to the gym at least like 5 times a week, they look dirty and disgusting. So I got these new APLs. They are very comfortable at first wear, but they start to pinch around my ankle, and that's something that I've noticed, especially if I'm doing cardio or like playing pickleball. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Again, it's not in a favorites, but it's not in a flop right now. I'm still trying to feel it out, but I also feel like because they haven't been very comfortable to wear, I don't want to wear them to the gym, or I don't want to go to the gym at all. So things to try to figure out, but I will report back next month. And so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, what were your favorite products that you tried this month, or anything that I should consider getting during the Sephora sale, which is coming up very, very soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time.